Happy Monday. I guess I should say Memory Lane Monday. We are so excited. I actually am really, really excited. I have Jody Vasquez on with me. Jody, you want to say hi?
Hello.
Jody is one of our design teams for this quarter, and you've probably seen some of her work in the Kiwi Club Digital Idea Books each month that we put out to coordinate with our Kiwi clubs and to give that inspiration. And I will say, I have loved seeing your pages. They really are a great inspiration to me. And we're going to be going through the finished pages. We talk about that often here at Kiwi Lane. There's so much inspiration to be found in the pages that we have finished. And so we're going to do some layout shares, and we hope that you walk away with an idea or two or a tip or something, just kind of freshen up and get you excited to get you back into your scrapbook room and making some time on the calendar to play to create and scrapbook a few pages. Jody, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start there.
Oh, well, I'm from Virginia, and I first learned about Kiwi Lane at the Scrapbook Expo in Chantilly, which is coming up this next week, which I'm going to. But I really just kind of, visited the booth and really didn't play around. But then at a scrapbook retreat, my friend Marlo brought some templates and we played with them, and I was hooked. And ever since then, I've just been collecting and playing with them, and they're just so inspirational and just help you get that design on your page.
Yes.
No effort at all.
And you were
so much fun.
Playing with them, but actually creating, because look at all these pages that you finished. Like, that's impressive. Yeah. So impressive. How long have you been scrapbooking? I don't think I've asked you that before. Like, how long have you been?
I want to say about 15 or 16 years.
Okay. All right. Yep. So
I got introduced to it with some ladies at our church.
Okay, say that again. Sorry.
Oh, no, some ladies at our church introduced me to it. Yeah.
The culprits. Good stuff.
Yeah.
The culprits. You can't really apologize for it, though, because it's such an amazing hobby. So you can't really feel bad about it at all. Hello, guys. Thanks so much for saying hi. I see a few comments coming in. Awesome. That's great. Well, should we jump right into it? Let's do a quick share. I want to share everyone some amazing completed pages. Like I was mentioning, again, there's so much inspiration to be found in those pages that we have finished. And then, of course, in that, celebrate, just reflect and enjoy the results of what scrapbooking really is, what the meaning of it is, and how it contributes to our lives overall. And with that, discover new ways that maybe you haven't used maybe a designer template or played to create in your own way. And so let me go ahead and switch, make sure I'm on that screen. There we go. So let's walk down memory lane. So as we say here, and this beautiful, hopefully sunny Monday where you are. I don't know, the sun and everything's all over the place when it comes to weather, it seems like these days. Okay, let me go. Okay, so this is the first one, Jody. How cute is this one? Tell us a little bit about kind of your takeaways and just your process, right, in general.
Right. Well, first of all, I had these cute little photos of my granddaughter posing when I got her this Little Mermaid outfit. And how perfect is this paper? Mm-hmm. So I just figured, well, let's use it. And I just thought it was so cute with the little crab and the waves and everything. It went perfectly with it. And then I'm pretty sure I used a little bit of a sketch and made it my own, and just played with the templates and just created this really cute layout with the fish and the little octopus and the crab and the whale. It just looks so cute. Just so cute. And it went perfectly, like I said.
Yeah. And you talked about a sketch earlier, just kind of walking through your approach when you sit down to scrapbook. How do you get started for the most part?
Right. I kind of look at how many photos I have, and then I might flip through some sketches, because I always like to use a sketch as a starting point, because they're just such a jumping point, off point to do a layout.
Yeah.
Why kind of like why start from nothing when you have something to look at? And then you can kind of just play around with the templates or switch them out and just kind of make the layout your own. You don't have to do it exactly like the sketch.
Absolutely. I mean, we have that scrap and adapt, right? Or sketch and adapt
right.
that we have going on. But I think that the key here that I'm hearing, the type of designer that you are, is that you kind of like having some type of springboard, right? And whether it's a finished layout like this or a sketch or some kind of inspiration, we talk about that often. We all pull inspiration from somewhere. And that's why I love also the designer templates myself, is because they are such a great building block for that inspiration in and of themselves. But when you take that sketch, it kind of gives you, I mean, I'm just going to kind of assume here, like a place to place the first template. And then what you see is once you place that template on your background, something about that, just placing it down on that background, even if you're like mimicking a sketch for a moment, it just invites you to say, okay, now I'm just going to like spread it out and around and play. And which is what we refer to when we say
exactly. Exactly. And especially like, the photos might look different on the sketch, and then you just take the little photo templates and move them around. I like being able to do that. And I might take one out and put one back, or move like a embellishment, like the crab, from one place to another, or add something else in, or maybe even switch out a template completely.
I will say I love
a different one.
Yeah, I love the positioning, your placements on the right side of this page. I find that so intriguing. For me, I find that like, for me, I look at this layout, I'm like, oh, I want to go explore that kind of configuration with the 2 3.5 meet the 2 3x4s like that. That seems so fun to kind of explore on my own. What can I arrange around that? That's really a super fun combination there. Like you said, and it's just.
And I know I added that blue mat on my own. That wasn't in the sketch too, so that's something else.
Yeah, it adds a little depth to the layout, and you explore it as you go. And I will say, I don't do this often enough, but there's something so lively seeing the fishes kind of be incorporated into this kind of like they're jumping. I'm like, oh, I love how you tripled those fishes. Yeah. So simple.
They're so cute. Now
makes impact.
Yeah, and I always like to add a little inking to the edges to make like them a little bit darker along like the fins.
Yes. It looks like you added a little glitter or something on the fins a little too in doodling.
Yes. Yep.
We talk a lot about doodling.
That's why you can just take the doodling, and that's what I like about. You can make your own embellishments from the paper. It's perfect. It matches perfectly. Yep.
Yeah. You don't have to have the perfect stickers or the perfect things. It's like it can coordinate already for you. And simple little inking touches. And I will say the little flourish over by your photos, bringing that pop of color up next to your photos. We talk a lot about framing your pages, right? With the borders and kind of building this nice frame for your memories to be showcased in. But it's really fun, and it's a great little reminder to all of us. Sometimes decorating and accents around your little photos adds such a great little added touch too. So super cute. Okay, let me go to the next one here. Cherry says, what templates did you use? They're down there at the bottom, Terry. I think they're hard to read, but we luckily did put them there. It's Tiny Seaside, Sea Life, Summer, Tiny Wacky, Coastal Highway, and Sun in the Fun. All the good summer templates. I will say, Jody, you did good there. You did good.
Yes.
All the good summer ones. Can't go wrong with any of those. And I love the playing factor there. Betsy says, cute layout. Sorry, I'm late. Betsy Manship. Well, glad you're here. Absolutely. All right. Oh, this one's so pretty. I love this layout, Jody.
This is one of my favorite layouts. It's just so simple, but just so beautiful. The papers and the colors. I think it's, like I said, it's just so simple, and the papers match the photo and the flowers, and I love how I just took the title and used a tag with the title. And I had some flowers in my stash that I just used around the photo. And the birdhouses are just so cute with the little bird. And gosh, I forgot that little template in the back. Is it?
Oh, it's Lacy Trims. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Lacy Trims. Yep.
Yes, it just is. It just brings it all together. All the colors just coordinate so well. And it was super easy to put together. Just taking the templates and laying them down.
I was going to ask you that because some people might look at this page and say, Jody, that is not simple, right? Like they'd be like, you added good details, but I think it's the feeling, right? Like when you said, this is my favorite layout, like you can hear it in your voice where clearly there was this sense of like accomplishment meets fulfillment. I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. This page is beautiful. I love it. Very much pulls you in. And I think that's super valuable when you can get that feeling in your layouts.
Yeah.
And a great combination.
And I really,
your stash, little elements with the structure of the foundation of the templates.
Yep. And I know, I mean, I love fussy cutting, and really it wasn't very much cutting, to be quite honest. Yep.
You just enjoyed it. I love that. Yeah, great job. Beautiful one pager there. Oh my goodness. Another cute 2-pager.
Yeah. Yeah, that's of my grandson, and I think my granddaughter's in there somewhere. They're feeding the giraffes, and I just love how you can take the ovals and use them so many different ways with I've got one inside the other on the left-hand side, and then I've got the title on the right-hand side and a picture in another. And then I used a giraffe from another, I think, kit I had gotten, because you got giraffes in the picture. And then I've got all the embellishments surrounding the oval. It just and it came together so quickly, just using, I kind of took a sketch that I think it was from that month's kit, but I kind of made it my own because I know the right-hand side, I think it only had one oval. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do 2. I like the way the picture looks. I like the title there. I added some extra flowers in the giraffe.
I was going to point that out on the right side. I will say I have not seen the 2 ovals, one being horizontal, one vertical. And I will say I love the framing of your title there with the framing of this picture. It really captured my attention, that the 2 being kind of stacked on top of each other. So it stood out to me. So I have not really. So when you said, I think I came up with when you're playing, right? It's amazing what you discover when you play. So Sarah says, go mom, love your creativity and love the pink touches. Sarah, your daughter.
She's so funny. She's at work right now. She shouldn't be on now.
Hey, good stuff. Okay, another thing I love about this layout, and from a design point, I will mention it. You definitely very much successfully accomplished the triple factor here with the 3 triangle, the triples there, and they kind of mimicked it on the right side. It's very soothing to the eye, very captivating for sure.
Yeah. And another thing I love too is tucking.
Go ahead. Oh, yes.
Tucking the photos too. I don't know if you can tell over on the left. I believe I tucked some underneath. I can't tell because it's a little wonky on the left.
Yep.
Tucking the photos. Yep.
Yeah. I'm always amazed when people journal on their page because you clearly have beautiful handwriting. And I will say that is a sore spot for me as a scrapbooker. I'm always like, people think I'm like fearless. And I'm like, no, that would intimidate me so far. But it works. Oh, and I will also point out, I love the pink giraffe. I'm going to point this out because so many that I've heard over the years get stuck on like, oh, I need a yellow giraffe or this kind of giraffe. And look at this. It's just adorable in pink. And I love how you colored in the spots, but you also you dotted it. You did dashes around it instead of just outlining it. Yeah. I have not done that yet. Literally, I want to pull out the giraffe set and make one right now because of this giraffe.
That's funny. Yeah, it's just so much fun to do the doodling too. I just really love doing it. And the only really things I used for my stash were some, I think, little pearl dots in the middle of the flowers.
Gives a nice texture though.
And with the handwriting, I love doing handwriting. I don't think my handwriting's that great, but I think it makes it so personal. You know, people will look back and say, wow, she really wrote that instead of typing it. So I just love handwriting it out.
Yeah, I get that argument. Anytime someone says that to me, though, I'm like, yeah, that's what I have a journaling for. I don't know why. Your handwriting is beautiful, by the way. I'm just telling you right now, my handwriting is chicken scratch compared to that.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I will say this kit right here I used this one just in the live last week I created a quick one-pager around Easter. This one is part of this 40% off when you buy 3 or more of our spring inspired. This paper that you see that Jody used on this layout is one of those items in the spring inspired items. So make sure to check that out. We'll put the link here at the bottom, but today's the last day. So I'm going to mention it. It's definitely this kit. I think there's a few more left when I was in there Friday evening. I will say it's a beautiful spring kit, but as you can see, it can be a zoo kit as well. I mean, it totally works for these zoo memories. I love it. Okay, let me jump to the other one. Oh, Shelly says, can you bring garden frills back? Yeah, Shelly, let's add it to the unvaulting list. I will say garden frills was pretty fabulous. I will make a mental note. Hey, if you guys, in the DT checklist, if you go to the I want it, that's how we help us to determine at least which sets to unvault. So make sure you go to the App Store and download the Kiwi Lane checklist. You can not only keep track of your templates that you own, there's an own it slot and a want it slot. And the want it slot allows us to pull reports and see what are people wanting kind of thing. So make sure to check that out, Shelly. All right, Jody, this other amazing one pager. Look how fun. This is a little cute model here on this page.
Yes, I had never played with the gadgets before, so I said I need to try using it for something. So I kind of came up with this layout, and it was part of a like a scrapbooking challenge on one of the websites I'm on. So I had to use like stars, feathers, eyelets, stamping, and paper tearing, and I think staples. So I managed to incorporate all that in this layout. And of course, I got my rings in there. My favorite thing that I love using are the rings.
I was just going to ask you, what is your favorite?
And it turned out so cute, I think, I anchored the title there on the inside of a circle, the circle that I had on the left.
Yes.
And I think everything just coordinated so well.
So rings are your favorite then, Jody, because I was just about to ask you what your favorite is. Ring is your favorite. Yes, I love them. They're a great anchor. They're great, like modify, like they just enhance so much and just add a playful touch to the movement. I will say, yes. And I love that challenge you were saying. You definitely added the stars, the strip, every little, and then the eyelets. I kind of smiled when you said eyelets because I'm like, let's throw it back to old school.
I know. I still have those in my stash.
That's how I feel when I get out the shape scissors. I'm like, there's a way we can modernize. When I cut the board up, people are like, "Oh my gosh, there's shape scissors." I'm like, let's just pull it all out and freshen it all up, guys. Give it a new life. Give it new life. Yep. Okay, rings here again on this adorable page. You have rings.
I know. Me and my rings, and it was so fun just to like I said, take the rings and move them around the layout to kind of get an idea. And then I love the arrows, especially the little circle arrow there that points to Charlie there.
Yeah. Talking about another one. And, arrows. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the little sloth. He's just the cutest little thing. I had to use him. And it's just so cute. And being able to put the pictures inside the rings and the journaling inside another ring. And of course, this page was so quick to put together. So simple. But I think it just turned out beautiful.
Yeah. And it's a fun, page. There's so many variations to this page structure that you could do just from an inspiration point, just me soaking it up and pulling inspiration from your finished pages. You didn't use a border, for example, on this, but the movement of the rings really does a lot of that, bringing the page to life. And I think that's why rings is so fun. You add a lot of movement to your page. But yeah, did you pull rings because of the photos? I'm just looking at these photos where they're going around him, and I'm like, instantly, maybe you didn't even know consciously, I'm assuming, but rings would come to my mind if I was looking at these pictures. Yeah, it's perfect for him.
I don't know if I did or not, to be honest, but I know he's like doing a lot of like, it's on the playground, and he's moving around and on the bike and going down the slide. And I just love how the rings just kind of cascade across the page, And I love how I could just layer them and kind of put them where I wanted to on the page before I even cut anything out. And there's so many different sizes that you can use. It was just so fun to do.
I think that's adding to why the sentiment of, oh, it was so fun and simple. It's because you enjoy the process. You can see it before you do it, right? If you can see it, you could do it. And there's something powerful about that. Now, as far as the rings, because we're like really hyping on these, but you love them. And if you guys don't have rings, take mine and Jody's word that they're amazing, because I'm with her. I was actually telling Jody, I was like, there was a time I could tell I was always pulling rings out that in my own scrapbooking, sessions. And I had to say, Susan, no rings today. Like I had to like put them to the side. It's like, go to something else. But you just can't go wrong with them. They could be playful. They can be elegant. They can be adventurous. They can be for travel. Like it's just, and you used them in like every way. You used them as an accent on the right with Pickaboo, which is another one of the sets that is in the qualifying spring themed sets that are 40% off if you buy 3 or more. Pickaboo, which is so cute. But you also used them to frame your photos, which is another fun way to use rings, and also anchored your journaling, which again, you added right here straight to the page itself. I think that's so great that you just add your journaling to the backdrops of your pages. So great. Hey, dude. So cute. Hey, dude.
He's a character.
All right, another great one. Okay, so tell us what you love about this page. Why is it one of your favorites? I just
love his expression. That just was the cutest thing in his little raincoat, and how perfect is that paper? And I just love that border too. It just moves across the page, and the little cloud on top was perfect, I thought. And like again, like I said, it's just so simple, but it's got so much character to it.
With that shot
like for the title.
Yes, the sun for the title. Yeah, that shot is priceless.
It's just so cute.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it is. He's so funny.
So
funny. And then I had a little arrow and a little flower in the journaling spot and a few enamel dots and a little button. And of course a ring. And that's done. Yeah.
It does. Yep, there's a ring. There's a ring in there. It does the job. It's not broken. Don't fix it.
And it just kind of anchored that sun.
Yeah, it did anchor the sun. It really, from a design point, it anchored it, but it also tied it in, right? It brought it in so it's cohesive, kind of bringing your focus into the center there. So these templates, again, at the bottom, adventure, she used the arrow from adventure. Hello. Oh, it looks like the flower from hello. I was like, where did hello come in? Shine was the a la carte shine. Rings, classic rings. Whimsy is the cloud. I love whimsy. There's 3 sets. They're so fun. I love the sizes of them. They create this great backdrop like you did on this layout. And then the McKay Boulevard, which you can do with any border really. Simple layout. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Oh, dang it. I was like hoping there was more. Oh my golly. Thanks, Jody, so much for sharing some of your favorite layouts from your pages or from your family albums.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's always fun to discover new ways. Just kind of, use what you have, but at the same time, fresh new perspective. And you don't always have to start from scratch like you were talking about. It's just seeing, seeing what's already created and letting it propel you and inspire you and move you forward. Just pulling out those pages and reflecting and then being inspired all over again. So we really appreciate you sharing that with us here in the community.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, again, if you haven't had a chance, today is the last day, guys. Last day. Just a few of some of those samples that Jody shared with us that are so special, included some of them. So make sure to check them out over, of course, in our website on those. All right. And that's it. We'll say goodbye and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We have the Kiwi Club unboxing tomorrow. Oh, Jody, I saw your page for next month's Kiwi Club. I will say it's so cute.
Oh, thank you.
So cute. I think you created a 2-pager and a 1-pager. Did you create multiple?
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she must have been doing it. She's like, I'm just going to keep creating. By the way, go ahead. Why not? I was for it. So stay tuned. You get to see more of Jody's beautiful work inside of the community. And like always, we hope that you guys play to create. And until next time, we hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thanks. See ya.